This is the story. When I first joined the office, felt like a family. People were kind, older than me, and treated me like their younger brother. It was a safe place. That's where I met Bob. At first, Bob was quiet. Almost invisible. He didn't mingle much, worked, and went home. I thought he was just one of those people who never gets involved in drama. I couldn't have been more wrong. The pandemic hit, and the world went silent. We worked from home. Isolation can make you desperate for connection, and that's when Bob started messaging me. It began with work-related chats, but soon turned into late-night conversations, jokes, and stories. He was older, yes, but I thought maybe he was lonely too. He seemed harmless. Until we were both transferred to new client. That's when I saw his mask slip. The new office was filled with young workers, mostly Gen Z. Fresh faces, new energy. For me, it was intimidating. But Bob? He looked thrilled, like a hunter dropped in the middle of new prey. Almost overnight, he transformed. He wasn't shy anymore. He was loud, laughing too hard, telling crude jokes, trying to charm women half his age. It didn't work. They weren't laughing. They were scared. One coworker, Anna, confided in me that Bob had made her so uncomfortable, she started skipping lunch breaks just to avoid sitting near him. Another, Jasmine, whispered that he had once cornered her with disgusting stories about his past stories involving servants, money, and power. And then Bob turned his attention to me. It started with jokes about my weight, my skin, my acne. He mocked me for not having a girlfriend anymore. He called me names in front of others, all while smirking like it was just a joke. But then he said something darker. Something that froze the whole office. Relax, he told the others one day, I'll keep insulting him until he kills himself. No one laughed. Not even Bob. For a brief second, I saw his true face, cold, calculating, dangerous. That night, I made a decision. I wasn't going to be his victim. I was going to be his downfall. Part 1 of my revenge was simple: isolation. I started talking to coworkers, not directly accusing Bob, but reminding them of things he'd said, the way he behaved. Soon, people pulled away from him. His jokes landed flat. His attempts at flirting were met with anger. He was becoming an outcast. Still, he tried to cling to some image of popularity. On his birthday, he brought pizza for everyone. People said thanks politely, but that was it. Days later, when it was my birthday, the office surprised me with a small party. That day, Bob realized he had lost. He begged our team leader, Rose, to move him to the night shift. Rose was too kind, so she agreed. But something didn't add up. Every morning, when the night shift was leaving, Bob wasn't with them. Ever. Sometimes, he'd show up once or twice a week, acting as though nothing was strange. I began to suspect he wasn't showing up at all. That he had copied the client's applications onto his laptop and was pretending to work from home. A dangerous, career-ending violation if proven true. I decided to test him. One morning, when he randomly showed up, I said casually, "Hey, rare to see you in the office. Getting bored working from home?" The look on his face said everything. His fake smile vanished. His eyes went wide. And then he whispered, "Who told you?" No one had told me. But now, I knew. Then came the night everything fell apart. A system error appeared during my shift. Rose asked me to stay while she checked the logs. She frowned. Something in Bob's account wasn't right. I leaned in and said, "You've always been such a kind manager, Rose. It's sad if someone's taking advantage of that." Her patience snapped. That night, Rose called Bob. The entire office could hear her. Her voice was calm at first, then sharp, then furious. Bob stammered, denied everything, and finally claimed he was feeling sick and had left early. But Rose wasn't fooled. She marked him absent. that was the beginning of his end. The next day, whispers spread. People knew something was wrong. Bob showed up for a few days, pale and paranoid, before vanishing completely. Word was he had been forced to resign. Others said he was fired without compensation. Either way, he was gone. But here's the part that still chills me. A week later, Anna, the coworker who had confided in me earlier, found something disturbing. She received an anonymous message from an unknown account. It read, "You think he's gone? Monsters don't just disappear. Sometimes, they wait in the dark. We never proved it was Bob. Maybe it was just a cruel prank. What do you think? Did Bob really leave, or is he still out there waiting for his next victim? Drop your theories in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Thanks for watching.